But our What's New topic today is about the latest social disease. Who wants to start us off?
Well, y'all know I do. Okay.
I know, because you're ready and ready.
Go for it. Rants up. The media has been buzzing all week about entitlementia. You've seen the stories of rude behavior by a politician, a tennis star, and a rapper. But girls, my rant is much more grassroots. I have been brewing for years over the decline in civility, as a Montreal filmmaker, John Curtin, labels it. At the risk of sounding offended, let me cite my two biggest pet peeves. The supermarket. The person in the aisle who is in their own private bubble as if they are the only one shopping. It's them and their cart, and that is all that exists. And then you go out to the parking lot and the pedestrians are walking in their private bubble as if nothing else is moving or using that space. Have you noticed in about the last decade this kind of insensitivity to others around us?
And I don't think it's all, I mean, I think it's insensitivity, but I think it's that whole entitlement, like you said, entitlementia.
I am here.
I am here. It's all about me. So I will write on my Facebook status what I'm doing. I will Twitter, and I mean, I'm saying this because I'm speaking to myself, because I think people would love to hear what I do. So as I write on Twitter what I'm doing, I'm going to the grocery store and going into the parking lot, and there's a woman there who's offended by me. People want to know that. And so I think we have created, I believe, a society and culture that is all about me, and that I am that important that people want to know what I do, and basically I can do anything I want to do.
Well, these examples of rudeness that you're referring to that have been in the news in the past week, my son, my 20-year-old son, called me to our computer a few days ago and said, Mom, you've got to see this. He pulled up on YouTube. I wasn't watching the MTV Awards Sunday night, but he pulled up on YouTube when Taylor Swift was giving her acceptance speech, and Kanye West came and took the microphone from her and proceeded to steal her moment, really.
Well, and say basically it should have gone to someone else.
Well, it should have gone to Beyonce, which, I mean, I do agree with that. However, that's not the point. He doesn't have a right.
Like, what makes him the authority to go up there and steal someone's moment? Like, I could not. Can you imagine Taylor Swift going up on stage and grabbing the mic from him and saying and doing what he, you know what I mean? Doing the exact same thing that he did. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there is. Okay, whatever your idea is, your thoughts are on who deserves the award. At the end of the day, there is a certain decorum that's expected when you're in public.
There's a level of respect that a person earns when they receive an award that all others say to them, we respect you, the fact that you've worked hard and you are being rewarded for your hard work by receiving this award. We will give you your moment of acceptance. And even if we don't agree, I don't know.
And I think too, because it's been a week of this, so we've seen Kanye West jump out on stage on the MTV Video Awards and really hurt Taylor Swift. We've seen Serena Williams being rude to the lineswoman on the call and so inappropriately. And to me, I was rather disgusted at her outbursts to them and actually swearing.
Bleep.
And then you see Joe Wilson to President Obama in his healthcare speech saying, "You lie." So in 1 week,
You lie.
I know. That's what I'm saying, exactly.
Like, it just stops you in your tracks.
And you're like, what? I mean, so it's the sense of I'm entitled to say or do whatever I want, without any respect or any thought of the other person's feelings. And I think that is what is making us so upset and angry, because
it's self-restraint too.
Right,
Even if you don't agree that this person received the award and someone else should have, or you don't agree with the policies of the president, you have to use self-restraint and respect the office of the president, respect the forum that you're in, and really, don't just go on at the mouth if you don't agree with it.
But I fear that we've created a culture, especially for young people, that is giving permission for them to act this way. Because in these, if you've noticed, Serena and a number of other people have blamed their passion of the sport, have blamed other people, have tried to justify this bad behavior. And what kind of message is that giving to young people? Hey, do it, and then you know what? Oop, say for, ask for forgiveness or justify it by means of blaming somebody else or that you were passionate about something.
It's interesting, the filmmaker that I mentioned earlier cited many reasons, but increasingly stressful lives, busy lives, aggressive capitalism, and the biggest one, isolating technology. You mentioned Twitter. people on their gadgets. It is distracting us and desensitizing us to real live humans.
And you know what? One of the things that, you know, with this whole boom in social media that people are talking about is that there potentially might be a whole generation that has no people skills because they don't talk to each other in person. They talk to each other over the computer. And let's be honest, most people, when you're anonymous, when you're a person hiding behind a screen, it's so much easier for you to be rude than if you would if you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those situations where it's like
the eyes of someone.
Right.
Exactly.
I want to encourage folks at home. I'm not going to read the whole verse because it's long and it's not good news. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 12 says that in the last days people will be boastful, proud, abusive, unholy, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. There's much more in that verse, but you read it and tell me if we're not seeing it today in too many ways.
And I think it's even like a call for me to take a moment, take those few seconds to think, when I say this, how will that other person feel? And if it was being done to me, how would I feel? I think we need to take those moments to be responsible for our own actions and what we say. And, you know, for our viewers and even for us on the couch, that's something that we need to learn and to work on.
Let's have eyes that look out to others.
That's right. Being other-centered and about others.